The following video is a step-by-step guide on how to uncrate your new Easy Lift Equipment drum dumper or roll manipulator both safely and efficiently. It is highly recommended that you follow these steps in order to keep the individual crate panels intact. This may be helpful in rare cases where your equipment may have to be returned. The following tools are required: a power drill, 2 Torx head drill bits, a T-20 and a T-25, a pair of snips or comparable metal band cutters, safety glasses, and protective gloves. You will also need either a properly rated strap or chain or a C-clamp to assist in unloading the equipment. Although most of this work can be done solo, you will also need a second individual at various points throughout this process. The red marks seen in this video indicate the location of the hardware that will need to be removed. We will show you the recommended order in which to remove this hardware for ease and efficiency, as well as to help prevent injury. In total, you will be removing between 24 and 28 Torx screws. It is recommended that you do one crate panel at a time, starting with the smaller ends first, then doing the larger sides of the crate last. Step 1. Using a T-25 or T-20 Torx bit, remove the 6 screws, 3 on each side, along one of the ends of the crate, as seen on the left, highlighted in red. Again, Torx bit sizes may vary between T-20 and T-25. Step 2. Using a T-25 or T-20 Torx bit, remove the 4 screws that hold the end frame to the skid base, as seen on the left, highlighted in red. In some cases, there may be only 2 screws holding this panel to the skid base, instead of the 4 seen in this video. Step 3. Using a T-25 or T-20 Torx bit, remove the 2 angled screws at the top of the end frame, as seen on the left, highlighted in red. Once these 2 angled screws are removed, your end panel will be loose. Use caution. You may now move this end panel to a safe location. Step 4. Repeat steps 1 through 3 on the opposite end of the crate. Again, you will need to remove between 10 and 12 screws using either a T-25 or T-20 Torx bit. The following step requires that you remove the hardware that secures the 4 inside feet of the crate sidewalls to the skid base. This step will require an extra set of hands. Step 5. Starting with one side of the crate, use a T-25 or T-20 Torx bit to remove the hardware from the 2 footers that hold the sidewall to the skid base. Once the hardware has been removed, you and your teammate can carefully move that panel to a safe location. Step 6. Repeat the same process as Step 5, and using a T-25 or T-20 Torx bit, remove the hardware from the 2 footers on the opposite side of the crate. Step 7. Remove the plastic and visually inspect the equipment, examining the hydraulic lines and fittings to check for any leaks, as well as checking the frame, wheels, and clamp components for any damage to the equipment obtained during the shipping process. If any damage is located, stop and contact a supervisor immediately. Prior to proceeding to Step 8, it may be necessary to turn the unit on and raise the clamp slightly prior to removing the metal bands. It's possible that one of the metal bands may be pinned between the clamp and frame, as seen here. It is highly recommended that you use safety glasses and gloves for the next step. Step 8. Using snips or metal band cutters, cut the two metal bands that hold the equipment onto the skid. Once cut, carefully remove those bands. Prior to proceeding to step 9, it is necessary to check the data tag on your new equipment to verify that the weight of your equipment does not exceed the weight limitations of your lift truck. If it does, do not use your lift truck to attempt to pick up your new drum dumper or roll manipulator. Doing so could lead to damage to the equipment or serious personal injury. There are a wide range of drum dumper and roll manipulator equipment designs. In this video, we will show you how to pick up a low-profile unit that requires a strap or chain to unload, as seen on the left, as well as a unit that has sufficient space between the floor and frame and can be raised from underneath the unit with a lift truck, as seen on the right. If you have any uncrating questions regarding your particular equipment, contact Easy Lift Equipment prior to proceeding. Once the spec tag has been reviewed and the weight capacity of your lift truck has been verified, proceed to step 9. The drum dumper seen here will require a strap or chain to unload the equipment from the shipping pallet. Verify that the capacity of the strap or chain is sufficient to lift your equipment prior to proceeding. This drum dumper will be unloaded by attaching an appropriate strap or chain to the crossbar at the top of the mast. While one individual drives the lift truck, have a second individual wrap a strap or chain around this top portion of the mast and hold the strap or chain loop appropriately, allowing the lift truck driver to insert the forks through the strap or chain. In this case, it is recommended to have the forklift operator slide both forks together, allowing them to fit safely through the strap or chain, helping to ensure a secure hold. Using your company lift truck, drive forward and carefully insert the forks fully into the loop of the strap or chain. Do not grasp the strap or chain by the end of the forks, as this may allow the strap or chain to slip off while raising the equipment and cause property damage or serious personal injury. Once the forks have been fully inserted into the strap or chain, slowly lift the forks, ensuring that the strap or chain remains secure on the forks. Continue raising the forks and slowly pick the equipment up and off the skid. Once the equipment has been raised to the minimum height required, slowly back out until the equipment is fully clear of the pallet. Maintain slow, careful movement throughout this process to help prevent the equipment from swinging uncontrollably. Slowly place the unit onto a level surface and remove the forks from the strap or chain. Again, only raise the equipment to the minimum height required to clear the wheel chocks on the skid. At this time, remove any additional cardboard or packing materials, as well as the instruction manual, as seen here. The roll manipulator seen here has sufficient space under the frame, which allows the forks of a lift truck to fit between the skid and the frame. Prior to proceeding, it is recommended to spread the forks of your lift truck to the widest possible setting that your equipment's base will allow. It is also important to ensure that the fork placement does not allow contact with the wheels or foot floor lock of the equipment during this process. Using your company lift truck, drive forward and carefully insert your forks underneath the rear side of your drum dumper or roll manipulator, just above the skid. Ensure that your forks are flush with the pallet when going in, and not tilted up. Having the forks tilted up at this time can increase the chances of inadvertently causing damage to the equipment. It is also important to ensure that your forks extend beyond the front side of your equipment's frame to guarantee a safe and solid grip as you pick it up. At this point, slowly tilt back and raise your forks. The clamp configuration of your new drum dumper or roll manipulator will have an effect on the load center of the equipment. Remain aware of the load center throughout this process. Doing so will help prevent the equipment from tipping forward while being raised, which can lead to property damage or serious personal injury. Only lift the drum dumper or roll manipulator to the minimum height required to clear the skid and wheel chocks. Prior to moving the lift truck, it is recommended to use a C-clamp and a piece of cardboard to secure the base of the frame to one of the lift truck forks. This will help ensure that the equipment does not tip forward or fall off the forks while backing up the lift truck. Only after the equipment has been secured to the lift truck with a C-clamp should you slowly back out. Once you have fully cleared the skid, slowly set your new equipment onto the floor. And remove the C-clamp, freeing it from the lift truck. Just as with the previous unit, remove any additional cardboard or packing materials, as well as the instruction manual. Prior to using the drum dumper or roll manipulator, a visual inspection should be conducted on the equipment, as well as verifying that all functions are in proper working order. Prior to operating the equipment, it is recommended to review and fully understand the manual. You are now ready to disengage the foot floor lock and use your new Easy Lift equipment. If you have any additional questions regarding our products or the specifics of your drum or roll handling project, please contact us today.